Pla warriors, today is a good day for Pringles. Pringles' original flavor is vegan, so I enjoyed one of those mini cans of Pringles, and it was delicious. I also made a little smoothie today. It was good, although smoothies never turn out as good at home. Thanks Blue Tut for subscribing via Prime for 4 months, and thank you Blue Tut for finding the new secret project bits. So I've been working on a new project, which will be the upgrade, sort of, to a to the fish tank, and it's almost complete. It will be making its debut on Thursday if all goes according to plan. So I think you'll like it. I've been working very hard on it. Today is the last day of reading the Epic of Gilgamesh. There's not very much left. Just a short chapter, and then it reviews all the names and the gods mentioned in the epic, which we will review because there's a lot of names and I'm not really clear on who most of the people are. And then after that, we will vote on the next ASMR topic or activity for the following ASMR streams. What will I be discussing, or what will the activity we will do together? And then before we get started, let's review the schedule. Also, after we've voted on the next ASMR subject or activity, I'll go on to play some Tales of Sekyu to finish up our time together. So Mondays are gaming. Yesterday was group Minecraft. Tuesdays are ASMR/cozy streams. We've been reading the Epic of Gilgamesh. This will be I believe our 5th and final reading of Epic of Gilgamesh. Wednesdays are class with Dr. Export. This week's topic is the history of air conditioning. Thursdays are gaming. Haven't decided quite yet what'll happen on this Thursday. Fridays, Nikkei guest host streams. So the results of the impression election will determine who hosts Friday's stream. It'll be either Sugar, Trony, Wells, or Lilywise. Alright. Last we saw our friend Gilgamesh. He had returned from the land of the dead on his epic quest for everlasting life when he was mourning his friend Enkidu. Now he has returned. And this chapter is called The Death of Gilgamesh. So, spoiler alert there. All these are spoiler alerts. I guess they didn't really believe in spoilers in Sumer. The destiny was fulfilled which the father of the gods and Lil of the mountain had decreed for Gilgamesh. In nether earth the darkness will show him a light. Of mankind, all that are known, none will leave a monument for generations to come to compare with his. The heroes, the wise men, like the new moon have their waxing and waning. Men will say, who has ever ruled with might and with power like him? As in the dark month, the month of shadow. O Gilgamesh, this was the meaning of your dream. You were given the kingship. Such was your destiny. Everlasting life was not your destiny. Because of this, do not be sad at heart. Do not be grieved or oppressed. He has given you power to bind and to loose, to be the darkness and the light of mankind. He has given unexampled supremacy over the people, victory in battle from which no fugitive returns, in forays and assaults from which there is no going back. But do not abuse this power. Deal justly with your servants in the palace. Deal justly before the face of the sun. Something I was reading about last night about when a king died in Sumer. Much of their staff would be unalived, ceremonial unalived, and buried with them. So when Gilgamesh died, many of his house staff and servants would have been unalived and buried in the tomb with him. So, yeah, one reason you wouldn't want to work for the king. The king has laid himself down and will not rise again. The Lord of Kulab will not rise again. He overcame evil, he will not come again. Though he was strong of arm, he will not rise again. He had wisdom and a comely face. He will not come again. He is gone into the mountain. He will not come again. On the bed of fate he lies. He will not rise again. From the couch of many colors, he will not come again. The people of the city, great and small, are not silent. They lift up the lament. They lament. All men of flesh and blood lift up the lament. Fate has spoken. Like a hooked fish he lies stretched on the bed. Like a gazelle that is caught in a noose. Inhuman Namtar is heavy upon him. Namtar that has neither hand nor foot, that drinks no water and eats no meat. Daniel, that's really disturbing. Danny, that's disturbing. For Gilgamesh, son of Ninsun, they weighed out their offerings. His dear wife, his son. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. His dear wife, his son, his concubine, his musicians, his jester, and all his household, his servants, his stewards, all who lived in the palace weighed out their offerings for Gilgamesh, the god of Ninsun. Weighed off their offerings and then were put in the tomb? The heart of Uruk. They weighed out their offerings to Ereshkigal, the queen of death, and to all the gods of the dead. To Namtar, who is fate, they weighed out the offering. Bread for Ned, the keeper of the gate. Bread for Ningazida, the god of the serpent, the lord of the tree of life. For Dumuzi also, the young shepherd. For Enki and Ninki. For Endukuga and Nindakuga. For Enmul and Nimnul, all the ancestral gods. Forebears of Enlil. A feast for Shulpe, the god of feasting. A feast for the god of feasting. Oh, good. For Samukan, god of the herds. For Dai, that can't be right. Dai, mother Ninhursag, and the gods of creation and the place of creation. For the host of heaven, priest and priestess weighed out the offering of the dead. Wow, they had a lot. That must have been a lot of food. Gilgamesh, the son of Ninsun, lies in the tomb. I swear they've said several different people were his father. Oh wait, Ninsun is the woman. Okay. That's his mother. At the place of offerings he weighed the bread offering. At the place of libation he poured out the wine. In those days the Lord Gilgamesh departed, the son of Ninsun, the king, peerless, without an equal among men, who did not neglect Enlil his master. O Gilgamesh, Lord of Kulab, great is thy praise. Wow. So my understanding is that Gilgamesh is on the famous king's list of Sumer. So it's believed he was an actual real king. What quests he went on for real, who knows? But he probably wasn't blonde with red eyes though. And he may not have done some of the things listed, but he was probably a real king, so that's pretty cool. Imagine, like, bro thinks he's so great. Well, yeah, we remember him like 5,000 years later, so he was pretty great. Or was it just luck, because were there other kings whose stories we don't have? A little bit of both. Alright, the glossary of names, which is like 3 pages long. Oh, names, and then one of places, I think. No, names. Ah, I see, okay. We're gonna read these, because I was pretty unclear on who most of the people were. Glossary of names. I mean, 1F, to some extent, the story probably is real. You know. Like a Hollywood movie. Based on a true story. Braven, do you have your Amazon and Twitch account linked together? You click subscribe, and there's like a checkbox that appears to use your Prime. A short description of the gods and of other persons and places mentioned in the epic will be found in this glossary. Gods were credited at different times with a variety of attributes and characteristics, sometimes contradictory. Only such as are relevant to the material of the Gilgamesh epic are given here. A small number of gods and other characters who play a more important part in the story are described in the introduction. In their case, a page reference to this description is given at the end of the glossary note. Cross-references to other entries in the glossary are indicated by means of italics. Ad-Ad. I don't remember them even saying this one. Ad-Ad, spelled A-D-A-D. Storm, rain, and weather god. Anunnaki. Usually gods of the underworld, judges of the dead, and offspring of Anu. Hello, little bro. Anshan. A district of Elam in southwest Persia, probably the source of supplies of wood for making bows. Gilgamesh has a bow of Anshan. Antum, wife of Anu. I'm sorry, Captain. How can we help you out? Welcome, little bro. Thanks for joining. My stream is different every night. Tonight is cozy stream when I do my cozy voice. This is not my normal voice. We're finishing up our reading of the Epic of Gilgamesh, and we'll vote on a new topic for the upcoming cozy streams. Mondays and Thursdays are gaming. Wednesdays are class, where I teach on a topic chosen the previous week. And Friday is a stream where I do the entire stream in an impression of a Nikke character voted on earlier in the week. I'm primarily a Nikke streamer. Anu, Sumerian An, father of gods and god of the firmament, the great above. In the Sumerian cosmogony, there was, first of all, the primeval sea, from which was born the cosmic mountain consisting of heaven, An, and earth, Ki. They were separated by Enlil, the sky god, I believe. Then An carried off the heavens, and Enlil the earth, my bad. An later retreated more and more into the background. He had an important temple in Umk. Apsu, the abyss, the primeval waters under the earth. In the later mythology of the Enuma Elish, more particularly the sweet water which mingled with the bitter waters of the sea and with a third watery element, perhaps cloud, from which the first gods were engendered. The waters of Apsu were thought of as held immobile underground by the spell of Ea in a death-like sleep. Enuma Elish, guys, Gilgamesh's special attack, and Ea his sword's name. Yes, correct, Bravenwolf. So, Captain Dimensions, Nikke, are you joking? I can't tell if you're... Sometimes people are teasing me. Nikke is a game. It's a gacha game that most of us here are players of. I've been playing since day one. Got all the waifus. My sweatshirt on this... my avatar sweatshirt, I should say, is a Nikke logo. It's the Pilgrim logo. It's a class of Nikke, if you will. Hi, Sandy. Yes, correct, Sandy. Captain, when I'm depressed, I usually eat or dance, depending on how healthy I want to deal with my problem. If I want to just go all in, I eat. If I want to deal with it in a healthy way, I dance or go for a walk outside. Aruru. A goddess of creation, she created Enkidu from clay in the image of Anu. Good one, ONF. How dare you. Aya, the dawn, the bride of the sun god Shamash. Balit Shiri, scribe and recorder of the underworld gods. Bull of heaven, a personification of drought created by Anu for Ishtar. Dilmun, the Sumerian paradise, perhaps the Persian Gulf. sometimes described as the place where the sun rises in the land of the living, the scene of a Sumerian creation myth, and the place where the deified Sumerian hero of the flood, Ziusudra, was taken by the gods to live forever. We read about that. When I can't do either one, Brave and Wolf, I go to sleep in the dark. And sometimes I put on sad music like Hallelujah, Hallelujah, the Rufus Wainwright version from Shrek. And then I just cry. Dumuzi, the Sumerian form of Tammuz, a god of vegetation and fertility, and so of the underworld, also called the shepherd and lord of the sheepfolds. As the companion of Ningizida to all eternity, he stands at the gate of heaven. In the Sumerian descent of Inanna, he is the husband of the goddess Inanna, the Sumerian counterpart of Ishtar. According to the Sumerian king list, Gilgamesh was descended from Dumuzi, a shepherd. Interesting. So the king list versus this myth, I guess. Brave and Wolf, if I'm in a car, I put on my sad music. Got my go-to sad songs. If I'm in a public place, I just go dead inside and pretend to be happy. Put on my clown paint. Ea, Sumerian Enki, god of the sweet waters, also of wisdom, a patron of arts and one of the creators of mankind, towards whom he is usually well disposed. The chief god of Eridu, where he had a temple. He lived in the deep. His ancestry is uncertain, but he was probably a child of Anu. Eanna, the temple precinct in Urtik, sacred to Anu and Ishtar. Egalma, the great palace in Uruk, the home of the goddess Ninsun, the mother of Gilgamesh. Endasuga, with Nindakuga, Sumerian gods living in the underworld, parents of Enlil. Enkidu, molded by Arum, goddess of creation. How did the Sumerians keep track? I've heard they had like hundreds of gods, like 600 or something like that. How did they keep track? Blue Tut, if you already used it, it won't show it as an option. But right now you aren't showing as subbed as far as I can see, so maybe the account isn't linked. Enkidu, molded by Arum. I'm sorry, Braven, not Blue Tut. Goddess of creation, out of clay, is the image and of the essence of Anu, the sky god, and of Ninurta, the war god, the companion of Gilgamesh. Braven Wolf, he was both. I mean, I'm not a big fan of him per his story because he's kind of violent and he unnecessarily unalives animals and guardians, and he cuts down a lot of trees, so I'm not a big fan of him, TBH. He unalives a lot of people in Fate too, but he's also considered cool. Oops, I didn't finish Enkidu. The companion of Gilgamesh, he is wild or natural rerun. He was later considered a patron or god of anima, and may have been the hero of another cycle. I don't know what the heck that means. Enlil, god of earth, wind, and the universal air, ultimately spirit, the executive of Anu. In the Sumerian cosmogony, he was born of the union of An heaven and Ki earth. There he separated, and he then carried off earth as his portion. In later times, he supplanted Anu as chief god. He was the patron of the city of Nippur. Yeah, Braven Wolf, I'm with him, but those are dangerous words. Aramis, yes, we're actually reading the glossary of people in the story, which is extensive. Enmol, see Endakuga. Enugi, god of irrigation and inspector of canals. Enuma Elish, the Semitic creation epic, which describes the creation of the gods, the defeat of the powers of chaos by the young god Marduk, and the creation of man from the blood of Kingu, the defeated champion of chaos. The title is taken From the first words of the epic went on high. Ereshkigal, the queen of the underworld, a counterpart of Persephone. But she was around before Persephone, probably once a sky goddess. In the Sumerian cosmogony, she was carried off to the underworld after the separation of heaven of earth. We all know Ereshkigal. I didn't like her design as much as Ishtar. Etana, legendary king of Kish, who reigned after the flood. In the epic which bears his name, he was carried to heaven on the back of an eagle. Awesome. Gilgamesh, the hero of the epic, son of the goddess Ninsun and a priest of Kulab. Often kings back then were also priests or had priestly duties, especially early on. Fifth king of Uruk after the flood. So they had their pre- and post-flood kings also. Famous as a great builder and as judge of the dead, a cycle of epic poems has collected round his name. Hanish, or Hanish, a divine herald of storm and bad weather. Humbaba, also Huwawa, a guardian of the cedar forest, who opposes Gilgamesh and is unalived by him and Enkidu. A nature divinity, perhaps an Anatolian, Elamite, or Syrian god. I liked Humbaba, but maybe I didn't know enough about him. Igigi, another name for Ereshkigal, the queen of the underworld. Ishtar, Sumerian Inanna, the goddess of love and fertility, also goddess of war, called the queen of heaven. She is the daughter of Anu and patroness of Uruk, where she has a temple. And goddess of thighs, according to the Fate franchise. Also, Inanna or Ishtar was also supposed to have been based around the planet Venus. Huwawa with an H. 1F. Ishulana, the gardener of Anu, once loved by Ishtar whom he rejected. He was turned by her into a mole or frog. Ki, the earth. Oh, I get you, 1F. That's a Genshin joke. Thought you just were mishearing me. Kulas, part of Uruk. Hey Joshua. Lugaleanda, third king of the post-Diluvian dynasty of Uruk. A god and a shepherd, and hero of a cycle of Sumerian poems, protector of Gilgamesh. Wonder what they mean when they say cycle. Be thinking about your ideas for the future cozy streams. Yeah, Bravenwolf, you're not supposed to know who they are. These are Sumerian gods and heroes. Magan, a land to the west of Mesopotamia, sometimes Egypt or Arabia, and sometimes the land of the dead, the underworld. Magillum, uncertain meaning, perhaps the boat of the dead. Mamatum, ancestral goddess responsible for destinies. Man Scorpion, guardian with a similar female monster of the mountain into which the sun descends at nightfall, because that how it be. Shown on ceilings and ivory inlays as a figure with the upper part of the body human and the lower part ending in a scorpion's mill, which I guess means tail/stinger. According to the Enuma Elish created by the primeval waters in order to fight the gods. Every question, guys. Who's hotter, Rin or Ishtar? They're the same design, but different outfits. And kind of different personalities. Persia is modern-day Iran. Sumer is modern-day Iraq. Part of Mesopotamia. Namtar, fate. Wait, no. Mashu. The word means twins in the Akkadian language. A mountain with twin peaks into which the sun descends at nightfall and from which it returns at dawn. Sometimes thought of as Lebanon and anti-Lebanon. Namtar, fate, destiny in its evil aspect, pictured as a demon of the underworld, also a messenger and chief minister of Ereshkigal, a bringer of disease and pestilence. So, fate players, is Mash named after Mashu from the story? Since her Japanese name is Mashu? Nedu, see Ned. Nergal, underworld god, sometimes the husband of Ereshkigal. He is the subject of an Akkadian poem which describes his translation from heaven to the underworld. Plague god. Neti, the Sumerian form of Nedu, the chief gatekeeper in the underworld. Nindakuga, with Endakuga, parental gods living in the underworld. If you guys see me keep looking to the side, it's because of my OCD. When certain words come up like life and living, I have to do a compulsion which involves looking at a picture in the room. So, FYI. Oh, Braven, you did it. You subbed with Prime. You did it. By George, I think he's got it. Ningal, wife of the moon god and mother of the sun. Everybody, round of applause for Braven. Ningyesu, an earlier form of Ninurta, god of irrigation and fertility. He had a field near Lagash where all sorts of plants flourished. He was the child of a she-goat. Ningizida, also Gazida, a fertility god, addressed as the lord of the tree of life. Sometimes he is a serpent with a human head, but later he was a god of healing and magic, the companion of Tammuz, with whom he stood at the gate of heaven. Ninhursag, Sumerian mother goddess, one of the 4 principal Sumerian gods, with An, Lil, and Enki. Sometimes the wife of Enki, she created all vegetation. The name means mother. She's also called Nintu, lady of birth, and Ig, the earth. Ninki, the mother of Enlil, probably a form of Ninhursag. Ah, sorry, Braven. Ninlil, goddess of heaven, earth, and air, and in one aspect of the underworld. Wife of Enlil, and mother of the moon, worshipped with Enlil in Nippur. Ah, good night, Derpfeather. Ninsum, the mother of Gilgamesh, a minor goddess whose house was in Uruk. She was noted for wisdom and was the wife of Lugalbanda. Ninurta, the later 4th of Ningirsu, a warrior and a god of war, a herald, the south wind, and god of wells and irrigation. According to one poem, he once dammed up the bitter waters of the underworld and conquered various monsters. Nisaba, goddess of grain. Nisur probably means mountain of salvation, sometimes identified with the Pir Oman Gudrun range south of the lower Zab, or with the biblical Ararat north of Lake Van. Wow, that was something. Puzur Amuri, the steersman of Utnapishtim during the flood. Samuk An, god of cattle. 7 sages, wise men who brought civilization to the oldest cities of Mesopotamia. We've almost finished. Shamash, Sumerian Utu, the sun. For the Sumerian, he was principally the judge and lawgiver with some fertility attributes. For the Semites, he was also a victorious warrior, the god of wisdom, the son of sin, and greater than his father. He was the husband and brother of Ishtar. What? That's not a sentence you hear often. He was the husband and brother of Ishtar. I know that's how it be in Greek myth too, but what the hell? He is represented with the saw with which he cuts decisions. My saw with which I cut decisions is very dull. In the poems, Shamash may mean the god or simply the sun. Shulat, a divine herald of storm and of bad weather. We already had one of those. Shulpe, a god who presided over feasts and feasting. That's what I'd want to be the god of. Feasts and feasting. Shurupax, modern Farah. Modem Farah, I don't know what that means. 18 miles northwest of Uruk, one of the oldest cities of Mesopotamia and one of the 5 named by the Sumerians as having existed before the flood. Gross, Blue Tut. The home of the hero of the flood story. Siduri, I don't know. The divine winemaker and brewer. She lives on the shore of the sea, perhaps the Mediterranean, in the garden of the sun. Her name in the Hurrian language means young woman, and she may be a form of Ishtar. Silili, the mother of the stallion. possibly a divine mare. Sin, Sumerian Nama, the moon, the chief Sumerian astral deity, the father of Utu Shamash, the sun, and of Ishtar. Il's parents were Enlil and Ninlil. His chief temple was in Ur. Tammuz, Sumerian Danuzi, the dying god of vegetation, bewailed by Ishtar, the subject of laments and litanies. In an Akkadian poem, Ishtar descends to the underworld in search of her young husband Tammuz. But in the Sumerian poem on which this is based, it is Inanna herself who is responsible for sending Dumuzi to the underworld because of his pride and as a hostage for her own safe return. Ubaratutu, a king of Shuruppak and father of Utnapishtim, the only king of Kish named in the pre-Diluvian king list, apart from Utnapishtim. Well, that's cool. Pre-flood king. Urshanabi, Old Babylonian Sursunabu, the boatman of Utnapishtim who ferries daily across the waters of death, which divide the Garden of the Sun from the paradise where Utnapishtim lives forever. By accepting Gilgamesh as a passenger, he forfeits this right and accompanies Gilgamesh back to Uruk instead. Bro, why the hell would you do that? That makes no sense. Uruk, biblical Erech, modern Modem Warka, in southern Babylonia between Pharaoh, Shutrupak, and Ur, shown by excavation to have been an important city from very early times, with great temples to the gods Anu and Ishtar. Traditionally the enemy of the city of Kish, and after the flood the seat of a dynasty of kings, among whom Gilgamesh was the fifth and most famous. Last one, Utnapishtim. Old Babylonian Utnapishtim, Sumerian Ziusudra. In the Sumerian poems he is a wise king and priest of Shuruppak. In the Akkadian sources he is a wise citizen of Shuruppak. He is the son of Ubaratutu, and his name is usually translated He Who Saw Life. He is the protege of the god Ea, by whose connivance he survives the flood, with his family and with the seed of all living creatures. Ew. Afterwards he is taken by the gods to live forever at the mouth of the rivers, and given the epithet Far Away. Or, according to the Sumerians, he lives in Dilmun, where the sun rises. The end. Alright, brainstorm guys. What do we want for the next cozy streams? What topic? Anyone? Ideas? Are you all awake? Personally, I found that fascinating, but I understand you may not have. Not everyone has my excellent taste. Don't worry, Braven and Derp, I see your impression requests. I'm just saving them for the end. So future cozy streams could be a topic, could be a story, anything I do this voice in. Yes, it could be the Iliad, it could be the Odyssey, could be Tales of Genji translation, could be Beowulf, could be, I can't talk about Star Wars in this voice because I'm too passionate, so, but my point is it could be a topic. Doesn't have to be something I read. Could be some kind of topic of discussion. Yes, I could read the Nikkei Wiki. I almost said Nikki Wiki. The Nikkei Wiki, that's hard to say for me. The story of Azure Lane. Anything else? Other suggestions? Let's see if we can come up with one more different suggestion. Well, so far what we'll have is we'll include the Nikkei Wiki as an option. We'll include more folktales or folktales or epics as an option. Other topics. Let's come up with two other different types of topics. Okay, Chim. It would be so difficult for me. I am so passionate. We could talk about Star Wars. Three Little Pigs. Yes, Three Little Pig falls under the category of folktales. Oh, thank you, 1F. The Zoids Bible, the history file. What? Sorry. Oh, that's funny. That's Discount Animal Gundam, right? 1F. But, yes, out of context, that would fall into the category of folktale stories. So there's reading the Nikkei Wiki. There would be folktale stories. Star Wars as a topic of conversation. Or any other thoughts on something, any other topic we could discuss? Any other topics people are interested about? Oh wow, you did a PowerPoint on it, 1F. That sounds like something I would do. We could yes, Danny, Star Trek, although I used to have an all Star Trek stream and no one was interested, so it's difficult. Alright, here's what we're gonna put. I'm gonna put a poll out. It's gonna have reading the Nikkei... See, I told you I can't say that. Reading the damn it. Reading the Nikkei Wiki. That's really hard for me to say. More folktale stories or epics, etc. Star Wars for a couple of streams. Or... Oh, interesting Jasper. We could do, Unsolved Cases or something. That's creepy. Unsolved Cases, alright. Yeah, Braven. That seems to be a problem. People weren't interested in Star Trek because only me and Charlemagne knew about it. I was preaching to a one-man choir. So we'll vote on these 4 options. Four options. Hey, Jospert, I got a Spanish question for you. Captain, you know about Star Trek? That's amazing. Do you know a lot about it? I'm a TNG DS9 Voyager expert. I know Blue Tad. I don't think I've seen Charlemagne in months. Hope he's okay. Alright, everybody. Poll is up. Twitch and YouTube. Jospert, I got some Spanish questions for you. A couple of words. I'm curious what you guys say in Venezuela or in your area. What word do you use for waffles? What word do you use for frosting? Sorry, Braven Wolf. We'll keep having more. I can only have so many. Warhammer and Azure Lane could also fall into the category of the Nikkei Wiki. The same, Jospert? What? Tesame? That doesn't sound right. Alright, so the God damn it. It's just because you guys want to hear me struggle with that. The Nikkei Wiki wins easily. Yeah, I know, Braven Wolf. Not gonna lie, I was thinking the same thing. I would be up all night. You just call them waffles and pretzels, or... What about frosting? True story, Danny. That one doesn't go in the jar out of context. I was suffering. Alright, let me switch over to Tales of Secu and I'll play that for a bit. Try to get my bearings. Nikkeipedia. Good one, Ravenwolf. That's much easier. Excuse me. Excuse me. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus Lane. Ah, Papitas Pringles. Okay. Jospert, when I'm giving the kids snack in Spanish, I never, like, when I give them, like, veggie puffs, you know, or, like, Pirate's Booty, I just call them puffs, because I'm like, what else am I going to call them? If I give them veggie sticks, I usually just call them papitas. But then I also call, like, potato chips types papitas. I'm always like, I don't know what to call them. They know what I'm talking about. Ah, it is evening. Have I already checked all the garbages? I recall that was my favorite activity in this game. Yes, Bravenwolf, what is your question? I have not actually. I've only gotten a really bad I've gotten really bad sunburned on... Ah, good one, Jasper. On my neck, from like not putting sunscreen on my neck and going and sitting outside at an event. On the back of my neck is usually where I get burned really bad. And really embarrassingly, once that I was at a graduation. Oh, good night, Gamma. Braven, I was at a graduation, and I was wearing pearls, and I got a pearl sunburn on my chest. So I was like red with these white pearl marks. I looked like an idiot. It was devastating. And yet perhaps I looked cool. Gosh, sorry. My cough is almost gone, but sometimes I get attacked by it. Ooh, I want to buy some cloth. Oh wait, these are kites. They're still really cool, but I thought they were cloths. Wait, are these like limited edition? Hey, if they're limited edition, I need them. Well, damn it. Is it a festival day? I'm confused. See, Jasper, they frosting. This is crema. Geez, 1F. Probably need to go to the hospital. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to use the... Oh, yeah. For the hospital for that one. These days, I'm very good about sunscreen, because I've always heard, see, frosting, like on a cupcake or a cake. Oh, wait, how do I teleport? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, sure, so I'll tell you. What was I saying? Oh, I'm really good about putting sunscreen on my face and neck and chest. Because I've heard that sun is the #1 thing that ages your skin. What do you say for frosting then, Jospert? Like frosting on a cupcake. So I am diligent about my face and neck and chest sunscreen, so I never get any wrinkles. Map. Take me home, country roads. Ah, gotcha, Jospert. Okay. So like on a cupcake, you would call it crema. Ah, yes, that's what I thought. Okay. That's what I've always said. But I didn't know if there was a better word. Momiji Gari. Oh, I forgot I'm able to cook now. What are my quests? Wait, what's my quest button? I don't remember any of the controls, you guys. W, Q, I, M? Ah, yes. It's in my M. Wait, I'm in the crafting, idiot. Quests, there we go. Collect the fox seal, that's right. Right. Oh, I have no side quests. Alright, well, guess I'll go to Betty Bye. Crema. Jospert, follow up. What if you wanted to say cream cheese frosting? Would you just say crema de queso? Because that sounds weird. Because that just would be cream cheese, right? Crema de queso? No, that can't be right. Oh shoot, I forgot to sell things. That's alright. That's okay. My garlic's for Mushashi. Mushashi. Yeah. I'll just get more stuff out of the trash. It's easy. It's my favorite part of the game. Oh, I need a bigger bag. Queso crema. But that, if you said that, Jasper, it wouldn't just mean cream cheese. It would mean cream cheese frosting. Wait, how do I... Oh boy, I don't remember how to equip. Okay, there we go. Cool, cool, cool. That's alright. I love cream cheese frosting. That's my favorite kind of frosting. I'm not a big frosting fan in general, but cream cheese frosting has my whole heart. You know what I'm saying? Apparently they did several updates, several patches to make the sister in this game less annoying, so it wasn't just me finding her annoying. Oh, interesting. I could sure go for some cream cheese frosting now. Maybe I'll stop at the bakery on Friday on the way home. What's everybody comment your favorite type of frosting? I love cream cheese frosting. I'll eat just cream cheese frosting. I don't even need anything else. I don't need the cake. Oh, step time. Everybody else's favorite kind of frosting? I don't usually care for chocolate frosting, but I do like chocolate glaze. Or like, no, ganache, not glaze. Ganache is good. Ah, yes, peanut butter frosting 1F. Peanut butter anything. Mocha frosting glazed donut. Interesting, Blue Tut. Are you okay, Blue Tut? That sounds good. I've never tried that, Jospert. This year I was gonna try making, what's that drink called? It's kind of like eggnog. I never got around to it. Any frosting? You're good with that, K-Chim? Oh man, Braven. No, I have barely ever... I've only had a blizzard like once or twice in my whole life. When I was a kid, we didn't get blizzards at the mall. We got Orange Julius. Red velvet frosting. You mean cream cheese frosting? That's what they put on red velvet cake usually. It's red velvet cake with cream cheese frosting. So far, early results of the impression election. Looking like Trony will win. Yeah, Blue Tut. Blizzards or Dairy Queen. I like almost never went to Dairy Queen as a kid. I don't think we had any nearby. S'mores are one of my favorite things, Braven. I love s'mores so much. I've even found good vegan marshmallows and a vegan chocolate that works good for s'mores. And then the graham crackers, and they're so good. Braven, I was going to say I'll try anything once, but not only is that not true, but I also don't want that to have been said. Jospert, chocolate frosting for Jospert. What's in ponche crema? Oh, really, Blue Tut? Wait, Blue Tut, you haven't been to Dairy Queen since you were born? What? Is that what you're saying? Did you go to Dairy Queen when you were born? I'm very curious. Alright, time to take... Wait, I keep forgetting I don't need the tree to teleport. I keep thinking the tree teleports me. It's just not true, Braven. Though I have tried... What is it they have in the south? They have alligator or crocodile, whichever one it is. I tried that. And I've tried frog's legs, and I've tried escargot. So I have tried some pretty weird things. Jack Drex, you're like, what year is it? Let's go empty the garbages. You know how I like that. Emptying the garbage is so fun in the game. There's never anything fun or tasty in my garbage. At home. Such a disappointment. Oh, man. Cutscene. That's cool. 100 years ago. I need to try it. I gotta go to South America. It must be done. Please sell me... Ooh, green. Green's my favorite color. Buy it. Thank you. Look how cute he looks with his hands on his cheeks. Braven Wolf, I wouldn't try tongue's brain or spiders, but I might try crickets. Oh, never mind, sorry. False alarm. It's so cute. I love it with its cuteness. Musashi. You feeling like less of an a-hole? Aw, look at him. Can I give you a gift, please? Son of a bitch. Why do you have to be so difficult? I just want to give you some garlic. Josport, post it on the Discord, please. Can you, you want to DM me? Or if you want everyone to see, put it on, like, the nature channel or suggestions. Oh my god, I thought that was a... It's a loach, which is a fish. I thought it was like a banana slug. Gotta earn my hearts with everybody. Oh, that didn't even earn me any. Let's go find some more garbage. I kinda want to eat what they got here, though. Man, I'm hungry. Teppanyaki. Ooh, I don't need it. We'll find some more garbage. Natural channel subchat, Jospert. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Not calling you a pig. That's a Zephram Cochrane reference. Wood. Garbage is my boyfriend. Garbage is a god. Ravenwolf, was that Hachi? We're just gonna assume it was. Because that would be a cute little, Easter egg. Good boys are good. Ooh, have I ever been up here? So pretty. Wait, did I already do this one? Yes, I did. Alright. Get my last garbages, and then I'll do my impressions and head out. I got a doctor's appointment early in the morning tomorrow, which sucks. Not because doctor's appointments are such a big deal, but I'm worried about... I don't want to wake up early or anything. Yes, K-Chim, I'm satisfied with that. It's the most entertaining part. I'm too tired to think too hard. And then I have a full work day after my doctor's appointment. Is there one up here? Yes, yes, queen. Yes. Requesties. Requestos. Requesties. Request. Do's. Thank you, Jospert. I'm very curious. $90% off. Is that for real? Who's selling at 90% off? I want it. I don't even care what it is. I just want it because it's 90% off. Ravenwolf, that just makes me think of the, that meme. That guy. You sure about that? Sure about that? Oh my gosh. A Japanese... I was gonna say a Japanese fresa. I got confused. Strawberry, that's right. Japanese strawberry. Those are extremely valuable, you know. Alright. Time for requests. Goodbye, cozy voice. Well, hello. Don't feel bad about nervous breakdowns. Trony says she has experience with them. Let's see. These are all different characters. Okay, Siren. I adore it so much. The bamboo base is a lie. Grave. Hachi is a good boy. Some may say even the best. Lilith. Ravenwolf. Indeed, if I ever get a dog, it'll guard my head after I pass. I'm sure he or she will never let anything bad happen to it. Ravenwolf. Are you sure about that? I did not know the word was so different in Portuguese, Jospert. Alright, everybody. Anyone just, who happened to just tune in? I was doing some impressions. That would be very confusing to join in right as I'm doing that. I'd sound like... I don't even know. Yeah. See you guys tomorrow for the history of air conditioning. So exciting. Ah, look at Blue Tut. Nice try, Blue Tut. Next time. Not next time. Thursday, Blue Tut. Be there, be there. Be there or be a quadrilateral. Get it? But not all quadrilaterals are squares. I am aware of that. Alright, everybody. Glad you were here, Braven. Alright, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Buenas noches. Buonasera. Oyasumi nasai. Magandang gabi. Guten Nacht. What else? Buonasera. I already said that one. Bonsoir. What am I missing? Can't say it in sign, you won't see it. Ah, there's Portuguese. Nice, Jospert. I never know how to pronounce Portuguese when I see it written, though. And Majram.